What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the Road to Glory, where today guys, it is Gauntlet Day. That is right, the Gauntlet is here, one of my favorite parts of this game, and we are gonna go ahead and do our very best to win it today, but not before starting with some packs. I've got a few of the 84x3s, as you've seen here, as we've hit a walkout. Got a nice little I can't remember what pack this was, an 83x5, which we got from watching the FC Pro Live stuff, along with one of these 84x3s. We're going to open the rest of the 84x3s. If we hit something massive, or even just any promo card from the current promo, it will go into a Gauntlet team. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and build 3 Gauntlet teams, including our best team with that Dembele and Vinicius Jr. at left mid and right mid, to have a good time. And then, yeah, I'm going to play through all of the Gauntlet games. We'll do a bit of post-com on that, so I could talk to you guys at the same time and answer some comments and talk to you guys about what we talked about yesterday, and yeah, kind of go from there. So a couple of nice bits of fodder. I might, after the Gauntlet, I might have enough fodder, especially now with an inform walkout here, I might have enough fodder, guys, for... Ooh, David Neres, nice. For an icon SBC, which could be pretty good. So we got some informs, we got some walkouts. I still am yet to pack a single Joga Bonito card, which is really disappointing. However, let's go and show you Gauntlet teams 1, 2, and 3. Right guys, here we are with the Gauntlet squads. I've gone for 2 4-4-1-1s and 1 4-4-2. I might have to change Stoichkov out of Team 3 for Charboom. I knew there was a reason I had Charboom left. So Team 1, guys, we've got Buffon on a battle with that 99 shooting. I've gone for Letitia and Greenwood in defence with Jordi Alba. We've got Vinny J and the Scream Dembele on the wings with Bonmati, Benzema Scream card at the moment, and Sergio Busquets in the centre midfield with Stoichkov up front. We've then got our second team, which is another 4-4-1-1. This is the Arsenal squad, guys. So we've got Kepa, well, not quite fully Arsenal squad. We've got Lucy Bronze at right back, Yuri and Timber, Reed, and Marcelo across the back line. It's so good having Alba and Marcelo, man. It really is. Then we've got that Rodrigo card with Nwaneri, Eze, Little, and Gabriel Martinelli across the midfield with Victor Gyökeres up front. And then the third team, which I need to switch the strikers out, is a 4-4-2, because I really wanted to get Dembele. I suppose I could play a 4-4-1-1 with Dembele, and it can, but I'm gonna stick with the 4-4-2 either way. And it's kind of like not quite leftovers, but kind of like leftovers. So we've got Hugo Lloris, Cuadrado, Saliba, the new Juan Jesus card that we picked up last week, and Ashley Cole in the back line. I've got Lamine Yamal, Cecilia, because I actually really like this card. Miles Lewis-Skelly with that 99 passing, and Trossard across the midfield with Charboom and Ousmane Dembele up front. And we don't have the perfect roles on everyone, but that is the setup of the teams. Let's go and win some games. Right, guys, as we get into the gameplay today, of course, we had to play through 4 gauntlets to get all of the rewards today. And that was also presuming that we won one of those gauntlets, which we did. Otherwise, you wouldn't be seeing this right now, would you? It is fair to say, however, the general quality of players that I played last night and today, because I played 2 gauntlets last night and 2 today to finish it off, was way higher than ever before. And I couldn't figure out, I was a bit lucky, wasn't it? I don't think the guy quit there. I think he literally DC'd. I couldn't figure out if it was because my teams haven't really progressed much, which I don't think is true. I think they have. Or maybe my opponent's teams have progressed a massive amount. I do think that's true. Or if more casuals have just left this game. And I want to talk about that a little bit more today. But first, I was reading through the comments yesterday, and a lot of the comments were about evolutions, and I was talking about evos yesterday, and how like evos I feel like are kind of killing the game a little bit, even though I really like them. You know, like I didn't even play champs this weekend. I wanted to, and I was going to, and I genuinely, guys, I woke up this morning. You'll hear me talk about this at the end as well, but I woke up this morning and I was like, right, let me finish the gauntlet, then I'm going to go and play champs. And then, oh, it's Tuesday. I'm a day late. So I didn't play champs this week. And I don't really care, because the only reason why I would have been happy to play champs would have been to get the coins off of the rewards to do the evos. And that's where my head was at with like the whole, I think evos have killed the game. But it is like, when it comes down to just wanting to evolve my favorite players or some players and generally speaking evolve my team, everything else kind of just loses value. And you know, the Crappers is the best viewpoint of that. And I was on the Crappers account today and I was like, I don't know if I have to have a chat with Josh about how we can get the Crappers out like maybe 2 or at least 2 times a week, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. But I think the Crappers is like, I want it to be my main squeeze. Do you know what I mean? Because every upgrade counts. Every, like the Gauntlet now that's come out, there's some really cool evos here. I need to win the Gauntlet. It counts. Everything matters. Like it's all important. And so yeah, I was thinking about how evos kind of killed the game. I was talking about that yesterday anyway. And so a lot of the comments in the comment section were obviously people agreeing, disagreeing, somewhere in between. But the comment section was heavily evo driven. And I thought, I don't want to just keep talking about the same thing over and over and over. And so I've got something else to talk about today. Before we get into that though, one of the comments that just kept playing on my mind was from Sean Brennan. He said, for the amount of time and coins you have spent on your evos, they are really quite poor. Nowhere near as good as you make them out to be. And so I thought, is he right? I kind of like ignored it and I was like, my evos are sick. What's he talking about? But then it was just there in my mind. And I was like, is he right? And obviously, because EA don't give you a great understanding of how everything in your club has been, I don't know how much money I spent or how much time I spent on any one player. I could probably go back through the archives and take some time to figure it out, but who could be bothered to do that? I should have tracked it on Footbin, but I haven't done that either. I should have done that at the start, but it was so overwhelming at the start with so many like small evos that barely gave boosts. So in my head, I was like, oh, I'll catch up eventually. And now I'm just too far behind. But I had a look at some of my evos and some of them are quite poor, right? Some of them are. The poor ones though, I wonder if they took time or not, or coins or not. You know, some of them like are all free evos. Like Ben White has been upgraded with a couple of playstyles, Playstyle Plus, a few stats. And I don't even remember playing. I think I've got like 12 games on him. So it's like, haven't really done much with him. But there are some evos that I've spent a lot of time and a lot of coins on. Some of them I think are brilliant. For example, Gabriel Jesus, I think is brilliant. I think Yuri and Timber is brilliant. I think Fryer is brilliant and will be like especially brilliant. I think Reed is brilliant, but it did make me think about it started making me think about the value of everything in the game, but the value of an Evo compared to a market card. And one of the things that has really been a testament of my career on this channel over the last sort of like 10 years is the fact that I have never seen value in extremely expensive players. There have been very, very, very few players over the years that have actually been worth 1 million coins or even 750,000 coins or 5 million coins. And, you know, this year we packed Dembele 3.5 million coins, Vinicius Jr. 1.5 million coins. And honestly, like hand on heart, honestly, they're just not worth that amount of coins. And that might be a skill issue. That might be an issue of not knowing how to play with them because I haven't played with those cards very much. Like I wonder if I started an RTG, not an RTG, I beg your pardon. I wonder if I started an account where I just paid to win from the very start and had, you know, loads of icons and loads of high level players from the very start. Would I play differently because the players would be different and I would like, they'd be so good that I wouldn't have to kind of like overplay or kind of like overextend with regards to like when I shoot, where I shoot, how I pass, even through balls. I almost never play through balls because I never have 95 plus pace players up front. But I wonder if I had like an Mbappe up front, would I be playing loads of through balls? And like, as I was saying, over the years, I just never felt like expensive cards were worth it. Ever. You know, people pay like a 20k card that gets a +1 upgrade will literally be 250k, 400k, 500k on the market. And I'm sitting there like, what are we doing? It's a +1, right? It's not that good. However, with that being said, By the way, really like this guy's team that he's got here. Really fun Evo squad. However, with that being said, can the same logic be applied to evolutions? Like, you know, you pay... Let's take Klein, for example. I think I've already spent like 50, 60, 70, maybe even 100,000 coins on Evos for him. I would never spend 100,000 coins on that card, and no matter how much money I spend on that card going forward, it will never be worth it now. And so I thought, does he have a point? Not necessarily about they're poor and they're nowhere near as good as I make them out to be, because I think a lot of my Evos are actually absolutely banging. But more to the point of, a VA actually, like, tricked me. A VA got me when it comes to Evos. Like, the one thing I love about Evos is that connection with a player. That gets really hard with Arsenal cards, obviously, because the Arsenal cards, they always get promo cards and, you know, always get special cards, always get SBC cards, like they're out in packs loads. And so is it, you know, one of the problems we had last year, one of the problems I really found last year, like genuinely was a bit difficult, was finding an attachment to an Arsenal Evo because we had too many cards. We had like 4 versions of Kai Havertz by like January. I had one SBC version, one FC Pro Live version or whatever it was, one Evo version, and another. I can't remember. I had 4 versions of him that were all decent, and it's like, how do you choose which one to use? Obviously, this year they'd all go in like gauntlets and stuff, but how do you choose which ones to use? And I sat there and as I mulled that comment over, I thought, even if he's wrong for what the point he made is he right for a point he didn't make? And is it a case of even evolutions are a bit of a waste of time? And I don't know what the answer to that question is, because I feel like I could just be biased, heavily biased towards Evos because I think they're great. And so I'm just convincing myself, come what may, that they are great. But actually, would I have more fun on this game if I didn't focus on Evos and just played with what I had? You know, how many coins have I spent on Evos so far this year? I actually don't know how many there's been, but let's say it's even 1 million coins. What sort of players, I'm not that I've spent 1 million coins on one player, but what sort of players could I have bought? What sort of SBCs could I have done? How could this have worked had I, you know, saved those coins and instead done something a bit more productive with them? Or one thing that I've always wanted to do, maybe we'll start doing that this now on here, is I've wanted to play the game for a while and save packs for a long time, but not make packs on purpose. I don't want to sit there, grind League SBCs out and things like that. I just want to save everything. And I wonder if that's a possibility. The problem I have personally with it is I always think it won't be fun. You know, how fun will it be watching me go and get 8 or 9 wins in champs and then being like, oh, well, guys, we'll open those in January. I don't know if it would or wouldn't be. But yeah, I think there's certainly something to explore there. Now, as I've yapped already for 10 minutes, I actually want to get to the point of what I wanted to talk about today. And so I've got an opportunity this weekend to play goals. You know, the new game, it's in alpha stage at the moment, and they're running a tournament this weekend, I guess, to like test it and whatnot. And I've got an opportunity to play it. I'm a part of a team for goals, and I'm really excited about it. And I went on to goals, and I kind of like looked around a little bit, and I think there's a few things straight away that I looked at that I really quite enjoyed, and I thought that would be nice on Ultimate Team, wouldn't it? But actually, after I kind of like kept developing that thought as well, I don't want things from goals or PEZ or MLB The Show or Arc Raiders in Ultimate Team. I want a game. I want a game that's made that occupies a competitor to Ultimate Team. I would love it. And what I was thinking of and what I was kind of like wanted to talk about here today was, why isn't there another game? Why has nothing come out? You know, we had UFL maybe a year or so ago. I still see sometimes around the foot market, Nick plays UFL every now and then. I tried to search for some UFL content the other day, and the content creators are very few and far between, and more often than not English speaking. So I can't even really enjoy the content because I'm brain dead and can only speak one language pretty much. But I sat there and I just thought, like, why hasn't anybody created a game where it's like everything that Ultimate Team could have, but doesn't. And it really baffled me because every other game, you know, Tarkov has been around for like 8 years. I started playing Tarkov last night. Will I play it more? Yes. Will I continue to play it? I don't know. I've started playing Arc Raiders as well, and I thoroughly enjoy Arc Raiders. I just don't have any friends to play it with. But as soon as the extraction shooter genre started becoming popular, there's now actually like 4 or 5 of them immediately. You know, games like Call of Duty, there's loads like that. Games like F1 or race car, rally car, there's loads like that. Games like Need for Speed, there's loads of games like that. Get like the Marvel superheroes games, they're 10 a penny. Games like Tekken, like fighting game stuff, there's so many of them. For football, there are some, you know, we do have UFL, which I just don't think is a very good game, generally speaking. I do like their growth system, but overall their game, their menus, like everything about the way the game is run isn't so great. But we've got UFL, we've got PES, or sorry, what's it called now? Jesus, what is it called now? I can't even remember. Oh, eFootball. I mean, that is one of the worst games. Like maybe gameplay you might like it, but in terms of an actual game outside of the gameplay, again, it's the user interface is so horrible and it's so difficult to use and stuff. And other than that, we've had that, what was it called? Strike. It might have just been called Strike. I played like 3 or 4 games of that, and I never played that again. I played a couple with Josh, and I just never played that again. And I just sit here and wonder, why? Why has nobody managed to create a football game that is like even remotely competitive to Ultimate Team? And more importantly, and I know they've got their open world thing that was tested last week from EA. More importantly, why haven't EA created something that is kind of like an aside to, I know they tried with the journey perhaps, and you know, we've had moments which was pretty poor. Maybe they've had the odd thing here or there, but why haven't EA created like a brand new mode? You know, what have we had in recent years? Volta, that lasted 2 years. The Journey, that lasted 3 years. They haven't ever managed to find a mode or create a mode that has lasted as long as Ultimate Team has. And, you know, obviously you have like career mode and manager mode. They've just been in the game since day. Obviously you've got like the head-to-head seasons that I don't think has ever been updated in like the last 20 years, genuinely. But yeah, I wonder is if anybody that ever watches these videos, if you like in the gaming industry, or maybe you're even like working or have worked for EA or for other sports companies or whatever, why is it so hard for someone to make a game that would rival Ultimate Team? I genuinely don't know. It was really satisfying beating this guy. By the way, guys, he was so toxic. He went 3-0 up. He hit me with a double griddy and then a pause. And then it was really nice to get back into that one. I didn't need the win, hilariously, but it did feel good to get the win. And he eventually put his pad down, and I scored a couple more goals just to rub it in. But like I said at the start of this segment, guys, it was sweaty. It was sweaty here today, and it was a bit surprising, but also very satisfying, because I managed to get a perfect gauntlet 2 out of 4 times during the most challenging gauntlets that I think I've ever played. With that being said, that does now mean that we've got a whole bunch of rewards to go and claim and open, so let's do that. All right, guys, there we go. We have got it done. The ultimate gauntlet is done. I got 2 wins in my first attempt. What a selection of packs. I completed the ultimate gauntlet in the 2nd attempt. I also completed the ultimate gauntlet in the 3rd attempt. No, sorry, I beg your pardon, in the 4th attempt. And I only won 1 of 3 in the 3rd attempt. It was a lot harder this time. It is fair to say, a lot harder, but we don't mind it. Let's open these packs up, guys. Oh, I've done another objective. What else have I done? Oh, yeah, I watched the... oh, no. I already opened the FC Pro Live stuff. I was going to say I watched the FC Pro Live stuff, which I did, but I already opened that stuff, so that's not part of what that is there. So, to end with for today, guys, just a nice pack opening here. So we've got 12 Brazil Rare Silver players. I guess this is EA's way of being like, here's some Brazilian silvers to put that skilling Evo on. which is all right, I suppose. It's better than nothing, that's for sure, isn't it? We've got an 85 to 87. And like I say, guys, we might, depending on how good these fodder packs are, we might be able to do a base icon upgrade today. That will kind of be what I'm looking to do. It's only 3 squads. I'm not quite sure I've got enough. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So we've got 283 by 10s, 282 by 10s. Oh, yeah, we should be fine. With an 86 by 3 as well. Surely, as well, guys, surely we are due to pack our first Joga Bonito card. We don't have one yet. It would be nice to get one, at least. Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe all of them. Maybe give me the best ones, EA. You give me that Vinicius Jr., that Ousmane Dembele. Not that I was, like, overly blown away by them. Maybe that's just the way I'm playing. You know, sometimes it takes a while, doesn't it, to kind of learn how a player plays and how a player behaves. So we've got an 85 to 89. Come on. Yay, it's a walkout at least. Is it on the upper end? It's 87 Saliba. We obviously already have him. So we've got 282 by 10s. It's a walkout, nice. Not a promo card though, which sucks. But it is a walkout nonetheless. Hey, not too bad, not too bad. These 82s and 83s are quite handy as well to do the 84 by 3s at the end of 6 p.m. I think this might be the last refresh today. We get another walkout, but once again, not a promo card, not even an inform, guys. It was so nice during the Thunderstruck week, wasn't it, where the informs were coming through 10 a penny. It was very good. So the 282 by 10s give us 2 walkouts. The first 83 by 10 doesn't give us a walkout, but does give us an inform and some general good fodder. 83 by 10 number 2 is another walkout, but once again, guys, not what we want. And I still haven't packed David Raya yet. Can you believe it? And then finally, guys, an 86 by 3. It is a walkout. It is not a promo card again. That is brutal. However, let's go and do an icon pack. I'd be very, 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 very surprised if I didn't have enough fodder for one icon. And I tell you what, guys, we need to get from this icon a big one. Oh, it's 4 squads. Oh, I might not be able to do it, guys. An 88 rated. Have I got the facilities for that? I don't think I have. What have I got? I've got Mapeleon, Kimmich. I don't think I've got enough, guys, for an 88 and an 87. And the 86 and 85 will be able to do. But the rest of it, I don't think I can. Oh, I don't think I can. I don't even think I could do an 88 rated squad, let alone an 87 rated squad. Guys, this is what I'm saying, right, about how hard it is to get fodder. Now, I know I didn't play champs this week. I actually genuinely woke up this morning. I was like, right, let me finish the Gauntlet, and then I get my champs games in, and I'll go and get those champs rewards. And then I went to go into champs, and it was closed. And I was like, oh, damn, I forgot. It's Tuesday. That, I can't do it. Wasn't there a better one? Wasn't there a different one? It was like 3 squads instead. Let's have a look. I don't think so. Base icon pick, base icon pick. Guys, I cannot even do an icon upgrade. It is savage out here. Which means all of that stuff is just going to sit there. What we'll look at before we go, though, is what the evolutions offer us. So we've got the Silver Skiller. Of course, now we've got 1 day left on these things. We've got Intercept, Classic 10++, Inverted Finisher, World Tour Thunderstruck Badge. So we've got the Brazil Silver Skiller, which is basically the same thing. We've got First Touch Plus, Max 84 rated. We've got Shadow Striker Plus Plus and Positional Excellence. Not the most outrageous Evos, are they? They're not awful either. I think I am going to put this on Santos, guys, even though it gives him Trickster Plus. Just going to have to do it. Like, you know, he doesn't really get into the team much anyway. He's one of the Evos that we need to improve a little bit. So we'll apply that to him. Oh, is this one that I've actually got to work on as well? Oh dear, it's only play 1, play 2, win 1, which is not too bad. And then for the other bits, we've got Songs of Torre and the Wizard. I still need to get coins, and that's why I wanted to play Champs today, because I don't have any coins. Well, I've got 28,000 coins, but I've still got 2 cards, which I'm probably not going to be able to recover now. Not that it matters, but I've got 2 informs that I discarded to generate some coins previously. And I'm not going to be able to do anything with them now either. So we'll open our preview packs, guys. And maybe after 6 PM today, maybe I might be able to get enough fodder together, guys, to do an icon pack for tomorrow's video. But for today, that is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.